Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for joining us on TCM for tonight's lineup of Louis Hayward movies. Hayward grew up loving the movies. I did a Charlie Chaplin imitation for my mother when I was 6, he once said, and I never really got over it. For better than 40 years, he performed on the stage, the big screen, and eventually on television. While he's mostly associated with heroes and slyly charming rogues in historical adventure movies, Hayward could also easily adapt his charms to suave and sophisticated characters in more contemporary pieces, as you'll see in the film we have next. From RKO in 1938, The Saint in New York. This is the first movie to feature the character Simon Templar, also known as the Saint, a debonair gentleman thief whose modern-day Robin Hood tendencies frequently inspire him to dish out some frontier justice in the big city. Writer Leslie Charteris created the Saint in the 1920s. The character's increasing popularity in books and short stories quickly led to adaptation offers from Hollywood. RKO came out the winner, releasing a series of 9 Saint movies between 1938 and 1953. Louis Hayward played the Saint in the first and last films of the series. More on that odd bit of bracketing after the movie. In The Saint in New York, the city is in the midst of a serious crime wave when the police find themselves so stymied that they decide the best way to fight criminals is with another criminal. Enter the Saint, wielding his particular set of skills along with a disregard for the rules. An up-and-coming director from England named Alfred Hitchcock was in early talks to direct The Saint in New York, but that didn't pan out. Hitchcock didn't make his American directorial debut for another 2 years with Rebecca for producer David O. Selznick. Instead, the job here went to Ben Holmes. From RKO in 1938, also with Kay Sutton and Jack Carson, The Saint in New York. RKO Radio Pictures followed The Saint in New York with 2 more Saint films in the next 12 months, but leading man Louis Hayward did not return. Hayward had signed a deal with producer Edward Small, who set Hayward on a successful path with several adventurous costume dramas, starting with The Man in the Iron Mask. RKO tapped George Sanders to play the Saint in their next 5 films, followed twice by Hugh Sinclair when Sanders moved on. Then for the 9th and final RKO Saint picture, Louis Hayward returned to the role. That final Saint film for RKO was actually a British production from Hammer Films, released in the UK as The Saint's Return in 1953, but distributed by RKO in the US as The Saint's Girl Friday in 1954. Later, Roger Moore played the Saint in a popular British TV adaptation from 1962 to 1969. Moore was the only actor the Saint's creator, Leslie Charteris, actually approved of. He said his ideal was Cary Grant, but said Charteris, we could never afford it. Coming up, Louis Hayward's wife murders him in the opening scene of a 1947 film noir fantasy, but a magical do-over gives them both a chance at redemption. Repeat performance is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Repeat Performance, then Duffy of San Quentin, and later Youngblood Hawk. The Gabors soar on TCM tonight.